Hey everyone, Travis Basso here. I wanted to do a sort of give myself, I guess, like an against the clock of doing a run through with Gleetchlab. So about 15 minutes to do a whole thing, a jam or whatever, an improvised piece with you here. Um, and the only difference is I've loaded 3 audio tracks, and that's all I'm going to use. I picked them already. I think that's actually usually what they do anyway. And I might give myself an extra minute, but I wanted to show you how I load the VSTs because it's a little tedious, but it's got to be done. So I'm going to basically start the clock now. And so what I usually do, as I may have mentioned, I just like to do the chow tape model. Use whatever you got, but this is free and awesome. And I just like it on the master. And I usually just go with, that's probably too much, but I usually just also like just pick one at random, or there is like a fat one. I like to use clean fat or fat 2 from sync over here. So we'll do that one and then make sure we turn it on here. And then so what I usually do is I use, because you get a lot more control out of it, is use the mixer for everything. So in order to do that, we want to make sure we route the mixer out. So the mixer is here, mix master, and remember the master output's at the very bottom. So I just want to make sure I route that out first, and then I often like to do, let me think here, in here, keeping it all. So we'll do some Air Windows. Shout out Chris from Air Windows. Let's see here. And could do 2 tape. I could do C strip is probably the best idea. I like Buttercomp as well, but you know, I like to do, let's make sure, a whole bunch of compression and, oops, just as a safety, and I'll raise the volume, which we can do elsewhere, and I'll leave that for now because I'll tweak it later if I need to. And oh yeah, I'll use, okay, so we'll do it like this. All right, and we'll do, for no reason, I'll keep it with open source kind of stuff, or free stuff at least. So don't forget to turn it on. Another instance of Air Window. Oops, did I load it? Sorry. Yeah, see, it's already taken me 2 minutes. So another one instance of Air Windows, and we'll go with loudness. So we'll go with the AD clip when we need it. Might give a couple there for now. More than a couple. Leave it normal. Okay. Because sometimes you're like, mixing is not always okay. So anyway, the best. But just to start, let's give a listen to what we got here. So these are all samples I made. Made that with Relics Waves. Let's see here. Oh yeah, gotta play it. This one, little bells thing. Made with Spelldosa. Right off the bat though, what am I doing here? We got it. Okay. So I like that a lot. I just want to show you the last one is a drum thing I made. It's basically silly, but that's just what I had on the computer at the time from Microtonic. Okay, right off the bat, I already know what I'd like to do with that. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. Like that, I just love that sound. I don't know. Okay, I see. I should do it. Could even go, but we'll do that in a second. So then what we're going to do here, and I think I will, this was the bells. I'm going to turn the sequencer on. Make sure you turn the tempo on for that. And so internal drunk, it's going all over the place. You can make it bigger and slower. And make sure it's doing the whole file. And smooth can be nice because I should probably be listening to it, but. That a little slower, but okay. And then so all right, so let's do okay, and let's get the grainy going here, so we can do oh, that's the first sleeper. Oh, that could be interesting, but I think actually we'll go with yeah. And let's not forget yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, you're not gonna get the skipping, and that's what I always but that all the stuff that's happening there in the file. But slow it down. Sometimes it's fun. I try not to mess with the tempo too much, but then we can make it darker. Although I tend to make everything too dark in Gleetchlab, but the thing to do is you gotta make sure you get everything into the matrix or into the mixer, though. But I'm just trying to show you you can listen through the matrix, but then we gotta find the grainy over here, and we can put it in. We might take it off from over here, because otherwise you don't get like control of the outputs and all this sort of thing in here. Okay, and then all right, so I'll deal with that in a second. So oh yeah, okay, so the lazy DJ is super fun, and we can use that again. We're gonna load a looper. Actually, let's do our drums here. Let's see what happens here. Watch this. So okay, let's just get the lazy DJ straight into our mixer, and here, okay. That's probably the clip's doing that, so yeah. Not as interesting as I thought it would be, but it works a lot better with melodic stuff. Maybe if I had more time to maybe tweak the speed or the clock. But it's useful to like kind of nice. Basically, it's like it's like it's called a lazy DJ because it's like crossfading between like multiple instances of yeah, sorry, maybe you can't. That's fine now. Okay. So usually it's fun to just kind of build up, like, I know I have like special certain plugins I go to. Harmonia is this sort of delay thing here, and don't forget, so the lazy DJ, you load the files there through here, and that's the only way you do. You can't route any audio into it, which but then you can record any audio at any time, right, into a place, so into one of the loopers. So let's make sure we send audio. Let's send drums, because usually what I'll show you what I do with the drums. If I do this kind of harmonia, but this, okay, this first one I showed you, this is probably better for this sort of thing. And that way I can send it, and I'll select it over here. Oops. Oh no, right, because it's doing that. I gotta zoom in. If I zoom in on the audio file, it'll cut off the silent part. Okay. Send the audio into the harmonia, and send the harmonia over here. Where is it? Right there. Okay. Sometimes, like, oh shoot. Okay, watch out. Let's see here. All right, that's not too bad. It's a little better though. Forgot to even turn that one on. See, sneaky. Have we boosted that? Okay, almost out of time. It's pretty distorted. And then what you can do, because it kind of gets very chaotic. So like if you want to go, obviously we can kind of go this route, or we could do what's like you can bus things in the mixer, but you can only bus them to one place, and then that bus can, or well, yeah, you can get the buses out of the, sorry, and if we go to the matrix over here, you can get the buses out of the mixer. See, can't get the individual tracks out, so you could theoretically, like, otherwise you can bus things once and then send that bus to the master, which is of the mixer. You could theoretically bus them out and come back in, but anyway. So if we bus and grab get some let's see here, is that working? Oh, sorry, I did it over here. Let's put a little reverb on there. I say okay, so we say all right. Did it again. Okay, so then something else I like to do is, let's say we'll take the spectral beauty here. This is like a, I forget how many, but it's a spectral filter bank, right? And it's like quite a lot. Let's see here, when we get it going. Yeah, you can see them moving here. This has got these different modes here for how it moves all the partials. I forget, it's like 200 or like, you know, it's quite a large number of these sort of spectral little bands here, and so you can get them moving. So you can blend it with you know, blend it in, or I usually just do the wet, and then over the matrix sometimes it can be nice to say, okay, so we got some of this stuff going, but like what happens if the grainy goes into the spectral beauty, and the harmonia goes into the spectral beauty here, and the lazy DJ goes into the spectral beauty. And that's what we got so far, and then that goes into channel 4 over here, the beauty. So now we make sure over here we can see audio. Could just sound like, well, here it's like an evolving sort of sounds, just kind of like layered in. And I'm almost basically, well, I gave myself, even if I say 2 minutes or so, it starts. So, real fast, some other, what you can do, so the fluffy clouds can be tricky, but basically this one's, you can have this one always recording, and then I like to do pitch up, take the voices down, and don't forget to route audio into it, and let's do that one there, and again, get it into a channel here, fluffy clouds. And that's just, so, there you go. You basically can build up all these voices with it, and you can deviate them, and so you get, if you want to go for like a nice lush sound, you want to use a few amount of voices and or no deviation, but you can go real crazy with it and use a lot of deviation, do some real wild sound stuff, but let's keep it for like this. And sometimes these things can get little clicks or whatever, because this one's always recording audio. Like, it's fun to use this one as like a live processor, but if it's getting like annoying with like, it's just not like looping the audio the right way or something, you can turn the record off, and then you can move the loop a little, try to get rid of the clicks, or you can send it through a whole bunch of reverb, which is what I just did. So just kind of like, again, get something going. Yeah, I haven't done, there's a lot of fun stuff in here. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, okay, so one thing I could try, let's try one more thing with the drums. Bear with me, I know the drums probably like a little bit like, oh, what's going on here, but let's see here, if we go into 3, let's go into mixer 6 here. Oh, that was the wrong one, but that's okay. Okay. So we could do it like this. Okay, so if okay. Well, yeah, I think we're at time here. Yeah, let's say we're at time, but excuse me. So I'm laughing because I'm like, well, that kind of works. So there you go. There, that basically, say, look, here's a little jam out. So what I would just, as if, what I would continue to do, and if you remember, I mean, I can technically save this to an extent, but I usually don't. I don't save audio files. I might save the patches as just like a starting spot, but it usually doesn't. Usually it's only good if I'm going to do the very similar thing again. Like, I have some setups for like wiring Gleetchlab into it, or using like external synthesizers or something like that. But what you're going to do, and what I'll do after I stop, is record. But what I also like to do is do a performance, okay? So I'll get ready to record. Let's say here, I always, like mentioned, I like to do 32 float. Save, let's say, okay, let's save it somewhere. My recordings folder here. I'm going to call it, Gleech against the clock here, and yeah, 48. We'll do 48. I want to do at least 48. Okay. But then what I do is, and I also have like I have one like the mix control with the faders on it, so I might map MIDI to it, and do a performance when I record. That's usually what I'll try to do, especially, yeah. But you can kind of get, I'll also use the mouse a lot too. You can kind of get away with it, and like once I hit do like a little performance thing there. So But also I tweak a lot further, and I might take advantage of some EQing and some other stuff here. Like, but that's it. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll stop this one and then show you the performance version of it. So all right, that was me doing Gleetchlab against the clock for myself. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.